Hey, fellow freaksters, it's Tim from the Moratorium. Just here to remind you that if you enjoy what you hear, please like, share, and subscribe, then rinse and repeat. We're just a couple of small-town nerds trying to make sweet geek love to your ear holes, and we can use your support. Look for us on your favorite social media, or contact us at moviemoratorium@gmail.com. Now that that's out of the way, on with the shenanigans. Welcome to the Yarn Wall, a mini moratorium. I'm your host, Tim Kornman. On this episode, Jason and I take a long, drunken dive into the depths of IMDb. This is where we break down the last week's film and follow the yarn to make the thinnest and slightest connection to our next movie. It's kind of like a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game with slurred speech and double vision, which can only explain the sudden jump into the middle of the thread of the conversation that is the Yarn Wall. You're gonna love my pasta.
I can't believe it.
Foley art 101.
Can we kill Bob, please?
This house is clean. Schlitz on tap.
Just pulling into Maggot Town.
Say it like a squiggy.
Hello. I don't know if that's exactly right. It really needs to be done in chorus with a tall blonde guy.
I was going to say, hello. That was Three Stooges. Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they
maybe
do something like that?
Sure. You know, I did watch a lot of Three Stooges, but...
Not a huge fan?
Yeah. I mean, you just got to put your mind in... It's like, yeah, that was funny back then.
That was funny before color.
Right. It was really violent, though.
So, all right, then. Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm in a good... I've reached a state of calm. So, I don't know what that means.
I'm just reading Wikipedia on Lucio Fulci, or LF, I'm sorry. LF.
This one was really hard for me. And I think I'm just getting lost in IMDb.
There are so many holes I went down. It's crazy. But first, let's introduce ourselves here. What do you say?
Okay, sure.
No, let's wait.
Yeah, let's wait until the very end.
All right, welcome to the Yarn Wall. I'm one of your hosts, Tim Kornman.
You're half of the podcast. And I'm Jason Walker.
The other half. You're the bottom half.
Some might say the better half. The bottom half. I'm a power bottom.
That's going on my ringtone. I'm a power bottom. I'm a power bottom. I'm a power, just on loop.
I don't like the idea that you sit and just isolate different things. So
we have a lot to cover. I have got so much to talk about. I don't even know where to start. I really don't.
Are we going to try to wrap up the Lucio Fulci trilogy, or
is there wrapping it up? It's
gloopy.
Oh, it's sad. LF died alone in his sleep in his apartment in Rome about 2 p.m. on the afternoon of March 13th, 1996. From diabetes-related complications at the age of 68.
Emergency crews pulled a carton of cigarettes out of his lung.
Toward the end of his life, Fulci had lost his house, was forced to move into a cramped apartment. I don't want to read anymore. That's sad.
Wow.
He moved in with Erin Moran. Sorry.
Oh. He seems like, I don't know, those movies just seemed like he was always maybe in Argento's shadow, like he becomes such an...
It says here that Dario Argento paid for his funeral arrangements. Yeah.
Huh?
He's like, I'm burying this fucker.
He's like, thank God that's over. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew more about their. I mean, I probably could look. I probably could look it up, but one of these days, Dario Argento is like 7 feet tall and has the weirdest shaped head. He's like a really tall emo Phillips sort of looking guy,
God, I haven't thought about him forever.
but suave and Italian.
Right.
But yeah, so are we going to talk about the movies we just did, or?
Sure. Break down what we did here.
Well, we did a trilogy of Lucio Fulci movies that are all share the same. They kind of run together for me a little bit because the same actors are in all of them, for one thing, and they're kind of dealing with the same, like, kind of a weird zombie gloopy afterlife.
I looked up a bunch of stuff on Wikipedia that I'm going to share with you.
Good.
It still did not give a great
explanation.
I guess, well, if you want to go with like Roger Ebert.
Oh, I'd love to hear what Roger Ebert did.
Oh, he hated everything.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He didn't see the art in it.
Right. They are disturbing.
And make very little sense at some points.
Yeah, but I think that, I mean, maybe that's the answer, is just, it's not, you don't have to, like, it's not a, Dan Brown type of, he makes everything kind of like fit together. And this is just a bunch of random events that end in gallons of just pus and blood.
Well, here's something off of Wikipedia on Fulci here. It could be argued at his peak, Fulci's fame and popularity were on par with Dario Argento. And
you would assume that the time period they're talking about is these. I mean, I think those had to be his most profitable movies.
Yeah, and I've broken down a few of those here in just a minute. I'll go over that.
Okay,
I bet.
Let's see the numbers.
So Fulci had avoided working with, as a result of Fulci's publicly criticizing Argento from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Fulci was most likely resentful of Argento, since Argento had always received critical acclaim and recognition in Italy and abroad.
Andy beat him at arm wrestling at that one party.
Whereas Fulci had regarded in his home country as something as a horror film hack.
Argento or Fulci?
Fulci. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, that's, I just kind of read between the lines a little bit. I didn't know if there was a feud between them. It's just they make very similar movies, but, Fulci just goes straight for the guts and gore, and, Argento's like directing a art house kind of movie. It's I love his movies, but he's playing with colors and, different camera techniques. Fulci is just like, let's just point the camera at this fake head and have a bunch of
fake spiders eat said fake head.
Yeah. Like everything that you can make in one of those, Monster Maker, what they call those? Oh, it's a toy from the 80s, creepy crawlers or something.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Let's just make a bunch of those and a bunch of fake throw up / blood, and then just make it run out of a mannequin's mouth. And then that's a movie.
And that's it. That's a take.
It is effective. I do love his movies because of that.
But artistic.
I mean, there is an art to it.
My daughter at the age of 4 with Crayola was creating art, my air quotes.
And it does seem like a little gross kid is doing it. Like, okay, now we'll just have now we'll just have them projectile vomit. And
maggots!
Oh, the maggots.
Oh, the maggots.
And the mealworms. I don't want to,
Don't belittle the worms.
I feel like the mealworms were doing the heavy lifting and the maggots just got to hang out and do whatever. Crawl around.
So, all right. Well, we started this trilogy with City of the Living Dead.
Yes, probably still, even after watching all three of them, I still think it is my favorite one. You have to put quotes around trilogy. I mean, they
Right.
do all loosely kind of, I mean, like I said, they look like the same movies sometimes because it's all the same actors, probably some of the same sets. And
and they were filmed so closely together. They
right,
were
one, yeah, back to back.
Even if they weren't necessarily released in the United States,
right,
at the same time. Because I think City of the Living Dead wasn't like 80 when it was filmed, but it wasn't released actually in the U.S. until 83.
As Gates of Hell.
Yes, and I read that because, and here it is. City of the Living Dead was distributed theatrically on August 1980.
Wow.
That was in Italy. And yeah, it didn't come out until April of 83 in the U.S. And it was originally promoted as Twilight of the Dead.
Right. Kind of riding the...
Yeah, which it's actually resulted in a cease and desist order from George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
And this resulted in the distributor Motion Picture Marketing withdrawing the film and re-releasing it with the new title, The Gates of Hell.
So Dawn of the Dead was 78.
Really? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're saying in 80, what did you say? 81?
83.
Oh, 83.
So at that point, they were like, Twilight of the Dead? I don't think so. That didn't happen just prior to Dawn. Twilight.
Right. Exactly. I mean,
or as we like to call pre-dawn.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure. Pre-dawn. I mean, Dawn of the Dead by that time was kind of the, and I need to get my facts straight because, okay, so this Dawn of the Dead is in 78. Is that at the time, is George Romero the guy that these Italian, I mean, do they see this and inform their own stuff about it, or are they?
I don't know.
Argento, wasn't he producer on Dawn of the Dead?
Maybe so.
He had something to do with it. I forget.
But really, I mean, besides the title, City of the Living Dead could not even be remotely confused with Dawn of the Dead.
Right. Not Dawn of the Dead, but Night of the Living. I mean, they changed one word.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Night of the Living Dead started it all. So maybe he just that was in 68.
Mm-hmm. So here we also have the shooting schedule. This is straight from Wikipedia, by the way, because I did research, but I didn't go into great amount of research. I went for the trusted and true Wikipedia.
Yeah, sure.
for its facts and.
So you're cheating, in other words.
Yes, I'm cheating. You guys could look this up too, but you're too lazy. You'd rather listen to a podcast. I'm going to spoon feed you the most important information
over the next few weeks. You might have to wait for it.
So the shooting schedule allowed for shooting on location in New York City and 6 weeks shot in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, I remember reading that.
2 weeks in studio in Rome. So where we did argue that, this is obviously not New York, and I mean, they did do a lot of exterior shots.
Yeah.
But a lot of the interior shots, I think, were done in studio.
Yes, in Italy.
Italy.
Right. Yes, I agree. Neither of the other two movies have that type of... I can't think of just wide shots of cities and stuff in the other two, but City of Living Dead.
No, they did in Isn't the Beyond in...
Yeah, that's right.
In the French Quarter. Mm-hmm. They did something. I'll follow that when we get into that too. But
okay.
I wanted to say here, among the special effects scenes included a scene where the cast was attacked by maggots, 2 wind machines with 2 gallons of maggots. Right, were thrown in. We talked about that before. But to surprise Fulci, a crew member took some of the maggots and placed them in the pipe tobacco, which Fulci learned after a few puffs what he was smoking.
Oh, for fun.
I mean, we mentioned this too before, but I was like, he didn't notice that his pipe tobacco was moving.
Yeah.
He didn't hear the crackling of the lighter or the stick match, right?
Or he did and just didn't care.
Right. Fulci would later theorize that the incident led to his future illness as he went in for heart surgery in 1985. He suffered a ventricular aneurysm, contracted by viral hepatitis, and developed cirrhosis of the liver.
Okay, right.
So
he smokes 2 maggots and blames his health on that rather than I would say decades of alcohol abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't want to speculate about that type of thing, but
listen, kids, don't smoke maggots. I know what the other cool kids are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when maggots hit the street in the 80s?
Oh, it was all the rage.
Yeah. California was devastated by it.
Oh, good stuff.
And also in that scene, you can sort of see like the craft services table, like back behind, so they blew all those maggots straight onto the the food.
Here's
cart.
Your salad.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Christopher George, you want some of this salad?
All right. So Christopher George, is he the only American person in all 3 of those movies?
In the Beyond, David Warbeck.
Oh, that's right.
I think he was the American, the titular American.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Beyond here in just a second, because I want to go into Christopher George's career.
Yeah. Great character actor from the 60s and 70s.
And he did some good stuff here. It was fun.
He's
fun to look through. I looked up Project X. Now, not the Matthew Broderick Project X.
Because I was about to say.
1968, Project X. A spy brought back from cryogenic suspension after being almost killed in a plane crash, returning from a mission to learn about the deadly new weapon being developed in the East.
Okay.
Yeah, but the vital memories are being suppressed, so authorities use ultra-advanced technologies to try to uncover the secret. It's waterboarding.
Oh, yeah.
The invention.
You'll get
this
that.
Is the ultra-advanced technologies. We waterboard him to get the information out of him. You can't remember. I think you should do that to all victims of amnesia. Waterboard them.
Try to drown them and then bring them back to life over and over again. Yeah.
Anyway,
why were you talking about waterboarding? I think I missed what.
It's just in the. That's the only reason I brought up Project X, is just so I can bring up waterboarding.
X, okay.
Yeah.
Not the club movie or whatever that was. And definitely not the one with Matthew Broderick. There is one just called Project X.
I wanted to bring this up just because, but Christopher George was in a movie called Dead Men Tell No Tales, aka But They Fart.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not really a link per se, but
that made me laugh though.
Yeah, that is good. All these synchronicities,
So that was a TV movie in 1971. A photographer is chased by professional killers who have mistaken him for the person they're really after.
Wow.
A little bit of Christopher George on the run.
Well,
if you ever wanted to get into that.
I do like Christopher George. He is my idea of like a, workman style actor. He's been in everything.
Lots of interesting things. He was in Grizzly. We've talked about that.
Yes. And also Day of the Animals, which is basically same thing. I wonder how close they occurred to one another, but he's in McCloud.
Damn it. And McCloud. He was in Dixie Dynamite.
Yeah, he's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff in Dixie Dynamite, which was
Warren Oates is in that.
Warren Oates. And
Love
what do we know
Warren Oates.
Warren Oates from? Sergeant Hulka.
Oh, yeah,
from
right.
Stripes.
Exactly.
Lighten up, Francis.
That is him. I love him. I recently watched Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think I've ever seen that. No.
It's a Sam Peckinpah movie, so it's like horribly violent and lots of like slow-mo shots of people being defenestrated and really disturbing. To say really disturbing. I kind of don't recommend watching it.
Don't watch these films.
Warren Oates all of his movies are like that. You get the idea that that's kind of like what he's like, and just.
See, Warren Oates, he died at the age of 53 from a heart attack.
You'll get that when you drink and smoke all the time.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it said. That in his bio information. Holy shit, he was married 4 times.
All these guys are. I was looking at somebody's, I don't remember who that was, but it's like he had 5 wives and he died in his 50s. How the hell did you have the time to have 5 wives?
Mm-hmm. It said friends like Peter Fonda denied that illegal drugs had contributed to Oates's early death. They said that he was a heavy drinker and a chain smoker, but not a major user of drugs. Yeah.
Seems
just.
Imagine if your doctor told you that.
Well, he was smoking a cigarette in the 80s. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. As long as you're not just pumping like barbiturates into your heart.
Every doctor in the 80s just resembled the doctor from The Beast Within.
Yeah, just kind of like lackadaisical kind of.
Something's wrong with your kid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a step away from putting leeches on him or something. Anyway, I love Christopher. I'm watching Christopher George walk through a scene in Fantasy Island, and his fucking hair, his giant big collared shirts. Mm-hmm. He's wearing an ascot. He's got a drink in his hand. His hair looks fucking amazing. His hair is probably like pretty much the pinnacle of 60s and 70s hair. Oh man,
awesome!
He was in a movie with Ross Hagen.
I don't know who Ross Hagen is.
Have you ever seen Side Hackers, the MST?
I'm sure I have. That was they were motorcyclers, right?
Yeah, motorcyclers. Yeah. Well, they were kind of in like a gang.
Yeah.
We have to talk about El Dorado eventually.
You've talked about him before.
Did I? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'll go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
Instead of me saying more things, I'll just go back and listen to all the other stuff.
But Dixie Dynamite also had R.G. Armstrong in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just, the 2 girls, the girl that played Dixie, which was Jane Ann Johnstone.
Okay.
And I guess her cohort, Patsy, Kathy McHaley. That's the only film they've ever done.
Okay.
The movie states when their moonshiner father was killed by a corrupt deputy, 2 young girls decide to take over the business and get revenge on the men that had him killed. 1976, Dixie Dynamite. The girls went on to do nothing else.
Okay.
It's funny, kind of weird. Anyway, that's the hole that I was going down. Go ahead. Throw me down your Christopher George hole.
That sounds disgusting.
Horrible.
There isn't much. I just, his IMDb is just really, he was in every, 70s like crime show. But I'm looking at a scene of him in El Dorado and James Caan is kind of calling him out, or he's not calling him out. He's calling this other dude that has teamed up with him. And he's got that big ass scar on his face. And I love that movie. I've watched it many, many times. But anyway.
Christopher George was in Graduation Day.
Okay.
in which I had to go look at. I don't remember this film if I've seen it.
I think I'm thinking of a Class of 1999 or something.
But where we had mentioned before, Christopher George was like the godfather, quote unquote, godfather for Vanna White. Vanna White was in Graduation Day.
Okay.
Interesting. But so was Linnea Quigley.
Damn, now you're making me... I've never even...
I know. I want to see this, and I don't remember it. It's the Hatchet.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember? You know the poster.
Yes, I've seen this.
So, Graduation Day, a mass killer begins murdering students on the school track team after a track runner dies upon completion of a 30-second 200-meter race. Well, who cares?
What?
Exactly. Yeah. Do you have to complete the 200-meter race in 30 seconds?
God, that seems...
How far is 200 meters? I don't know if I can make it to the bathroom at this point without losing breath.
Speaking of, can we... it's about time.
That's it. I just talked to E on the way back from the bathroom saying, if I could make a career out of just talking to you on the phone about stupid movies.
Yeah, how are we going to do it?
I said I'd be 400 pounds. I could pull a kitten out of my navel. And she said she'd still love me. Wow. That's amazing.
That's a keeper right there.
Life goals.
I mean, you are already married, but still.
I'm really stretching that till death do us part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has she taken out, what's your...
Oh, she's doubled it up. Life insurance policy? Yeah. I'm now referred to as cash cow, not husband.
That seems bad. Like, you should be monitoring that. You guys need to talk more.
Yeah. Well, we should stay in the same room together. I've just been in the garage for days.
Yeah, you're like the garage guy. Okay, Hang on a second. I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on. You ever open a beer and then realize that you
have two opened, and
you put that one on a bookshelf and don't see it until the next day?
Mm-hmm. I've got two sitting. There's nothing like being day drinking and talking about stupid movies.
Oh my goodness!
I have no problem with this.
No, this coronavirus could stick around for forever.
So the reason I brought up Linnea Quigley, she has a beautiful career of really bad movies, and a lot of fun movies.
Yes, for sure.
But in scrolling through her IMDb, and come across her first movie was Psycho from Texas, 1975.
Yeah.
Never seen it, never heard about it. I want to watch it now.
Yeah, sure.
All of these just bizarre B movies that I've never heard of. But Tourist Trap, I did not realize. I've seen Tourist Trap so many times. I did not realize she was in it. Yes, she's a mannequin. She may be covered up, but she was in that. I want to go back and watch just so I can check it out. But she was uncredited, which makes me think that maybe she wasn't really seen.
Oh my gosh. She's so young in that movie.
Oh, she's got to be 79. How old was she in 1979? 21.
Wow.
I can do math.
Cool.
I have not drank enough. I can still do math.
Thank God. Thank God one of us can.
She was in Nice Dreams and Still Smoking.
Wait a minute.
Didn't know that.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm. She was blonde groupie number 2 in Nice Dreams.
Oh my God. I've even watched, I have books on her and I've never heard that.
She was blonde in Spa and Still Smoking.
Oh my God. I'm looking this up right now. I can't think of anything else.
That she was uncredited in Still Smoking.
Wow. Still Smoking sucks, kind of. I mean, I probably have watched, I've seen Up in Smoke and I've seen Nice Dreams, I don't know, 300 times a piece, maybe.
But Still Smoking, wasn't that most of them just doing stand-up shit?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
I tried watching that too. It wasn't worth it.
I'm here to tell you, nope.
1979. Don't Go Near the Park.
Okay.
Two siblings cursed in prehistoric times
Okay.
survive for millennia by feasting on the entrails of young people, prowling in what eventually becomes a park in contemporary Los Angeles.
That is a long...
That's a long sentence, because that's one...
That's a long description of something that probably doesn't even... When you watch it, you're like, okay,
really?
I guess they're supposed to... You're taking a lot of things at just face value.
Mm-hmm. But I've never heard of that. I would watch that.
Okay, so what was the name of that?
Don't Go Near the Park. Okay. 1979.
Interesting, because I wonder, like, when did Wes Craven do Last House on the Left? Oh, there's a remake. I forgot about that. That was 72, was Last House on the Left.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was probably so popular that you had a bunch of, similarly named I Spit on Your Grave is kind of... Do you know Martin Cove was in Last House on the Left?
I did not know that. Anyway, Linnea Quigley, I just wanted to follow this because I came across Fatal Games. And
Yes.
Fatal Games, I got to read this. A mad javelin thrower kills teenagers in a school. Yeah. All promising athletes are executed in the most brutal way, especially naked girls in dressing rooms or saunas. That is the best description
they're
ever.
Not really saying what is killing. I mean, it's just some locations that you might find victims in. The shower.
But when I saw this, I was just, this was in the yarn that I was threading last night, and I came across this, and it's on YouTube, and I immediately turned it on.
Yes. Great.
Oh, like, say no more. This is Friday night.
You had me at
at a mad javelin thrower. That's where you had me.
Wow. I mean, that's so specific. So just that premise, I mean, like the allure of like a Friday the 13th or like a Final Destination is, how are they going to die? Well, in that movie, if anybody dies without a javelin straight through their chest, then it's failed at your basic premise is shot to hell.
It's a lot of fun. I don't think it has a Blu-ray release.
It looks a lot like Death Spa. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen that. I remember the cover for that.
Yeah, it's the same thing where like piece of workout equipment will like tear somebody's legs off or something.
There is gratuitous nudity.
Yeah.
Long scenes of girls in the shower. When the guys are in the shower in the locker room, they're wearing towels and short shorts and whipping each other with with the towels,
Yeah.
What did you call it? What that used to be a game, right?
Oh, kind of. Yeah, exactly.
I sucked at it. I always had just whelps all over me.
Oh,
just
man.
Popping me with the fucking towels.
I got to tell you, my wife, she can fucking roll a kitchen towel up and just fucking snap your leg with it. And it's not fun. She's mean. She crept around behind our island earlier this morning and grabbed my leg. And, I'm not a young man anymore, and
you went down.
She is shortening my life every time she does something like that.
But I've got some spoiler alerts about this movie. I just got to talk about this movie for a little bit.
We're still talking
I watched
about
it last night.
Fatal Games.
Fatal Games.
Oh my God! Was there ever a sequel?
No, maybe there should have been. It actually had a very catchy freaking theme song, and it just went on forever. But the movie has Sally Kirkland in it.
Mm-hmm. Love Sally Kirkland.
And Sally Kirkland, she's been in a ton of shit. She has 256 credits.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
most noticeably, she was in JFK. After 256 credits, I looked up her net worth is only $5 million. I'm like, she is a character actress. But Fatal Games is in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her most probably from, was it 1989 for Best of the Best?
Okay, good.
Pop it, Tommy, pop it.
Because I was getting rid of, she is in that.
Yes.
Is she like a trainer or like an agent or?
She was like the nurse, I think, or something like that.
Oh, okay,
right?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Tommy, no.
Yeah. Okay. Look, we don't have to ever watch that movie again.
I have seen that movie way too many times.
Me too.
I had to bring that up because I went down. Her freaking IMDb has just illustrious. It just goes on and on.
Lots of Simon and Simon. And I get her mixed up with Sally Kellerman. Wait a minute.
Exactly. I did that so many times. I tried to look her up.
They look similar, you know. They're both blonde, and Sally Kellerman was in Back to School, and you know.
Right. Yes. Yes.
He got Kurt Vonnegut to come in and write his English paper.
I love Back to School.
Oh, man. I've seen it a million times.
So many times. The triple Lindy.
Yeah. And it's got the guy from Legend of Billie Jean and Christine in it.
And Keith Gordon. God
Keith
damn
Gordon,
it.
Yes. He also looks a lot like the guy in Student Bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that, like, just kind of vaguely Jewish. And look, I don't think vaguely Jewish is a inflammatory remark. Some guys just look vaguely Jewish, just like Sarah Silverman. That's why I was looking at these. Wait a minute, I should not have said that. I was looking at a lot of these. You on IMDb, you just look at the images from from that actor, and I just been looking up slashers like Sleepaway Camp and The Prowler, and all the girls kind of look like Sarah Silverman, like they literally are. Put some basketball shorts on her, basketball socks, and
I'm with you, dude.
I get
all of the kills in this Fatal Games. The javelin going through them. There's one scene where the killer is in full on scuba gear in the pool watching the girl swimming by so he could jab her. It goes on for 5 minutes of her swimming back and forth before he jabs her with the...
That's irresponsible.
But, okay, spoiler alert, Sally Kirkland is the killer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It is divulged near the end that she was trying out for the Olympics. She went through a sex change. It was botched, and she was kicked out. It's not until near the last 7 minutes of the movie she starts talking like a man. They did a voice change on her.
I know this. I think I've seen that before.
Oh,
just because of the infamy of it,
It's so funny. I love it. That is my type of flick. And I don't know why. I am a sucker for slashers.
Yeah, me too. I like the kind of predictability of it, a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when it's well done.
Which is rare.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so did you know that Linnea Quigley was in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master?
No.
There is a scene where Freddy like lifts up his sweater.
Okay, yeah.
And you can see like kind of the faces of
right.
They're kind of doing that.
The souls of the children gives me strength.
But I mean,
yeah, it says "soul from Freddy's chest." That is her. That is her credit. Wow.
Well, I think they, Linnea Quigley is very shapely. I think they kind of. I think that scene, you kind of see her boobs and stuff.
Oh. And you recognize her just from that.
Yeah, from jerking off to it. And
know those so many times.
Just keep it in the spank bank. Oh, okay. Now wait a minute.
All right.
You've been talking about this for a long time, and it's fine.
Yep, it's your turn.
But I have been just scrolling through IMDb. Do you remember Deadly Blessing? It's a Wes Craven movie with
I looked this up just recently.
That is Sharon Stone on the cover of it. And I never would have known that. She has dark hair. She has like almost black hair. This must have been this is an 81. So it must have been one of her first. She looks so young in this.
I did not recognize her either.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
I've seen this. Yeah. After her husband dies, under mysterious circumstances, a widow becomes increasingly paranoid of the neighboring religious community.
Yeah, they're like
that
Mennonite.
May have had diabolical plans for her.
Well, man, if you look at the pictures from that movie, I don't want to be too salacious, but that's her when she's like maybe mid-20s.
I don't know. 81. How old was she in 81?
Some of these questions that we ask ourselves, we should really be asking of the people that listen to this because,
81, she is 23 years old.
Wow.
Please, people who are listening to this podcast,
look it up.
Look it up. Please feel free to comment.
Yeah.
At our email.
Talk about this. I want to talk. I know that we need to move on, but I could talk about that for, I don't know, conservatively, it's a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is Deadly Blessing has Ernest Borgnine
as a bristly beard Mennonite
and Michael Berryman in it.
Yeah, just screaming at nothing.
I've met Michael Berryman.
Yeah, he's got a face. He's just got one of those faces. All right, so can we...
Moving on.
Do you want to kind of wrap this up? Do you want to talk about Sharon Stone? Her name's Lana in the movie.
Lana Marcus.
Yeah, Michael Berryman.
Is it time to move on to the beyond?
You were going to ask me earlier about what maybe we should bring this up now because either there's two ways this could go. Either I am right, not right, but I'm following all the rules and this is fair play, fair game, or you and I both have to put our heads together and try to get to because I know the next movie that I want to do. Okay.
Let's talk about all three of these movies and then we can circle back around and then state what our next let's give the audience, those two people, a chance to get an idea. Let me ask you real quick, is it Grizzly 2?
No. If you were going to do one thing, you would look up the actor James Lawrence, Lorinz.
Nope.
You don't look it up.
Never even looked him up.
You don't look it up because I'm going to drop a bomb on you. So don't
and drop the
mess
bomb
with it
on me.
Oh my God, dude. I'm going to tattoo of Ernest Borgnine as a pissed off Mennonite with a weird pentagram behind him. How is he? Oh my God. He was in so many movies.
So many.
He just fucking pops up out of nowhere. It's crazy. Okay.
But real quick, Ernest Borgnine, 208 credits.
Wow.
But he's dead And Linnea Quigley is still going on. Sally Kirkland is still going on.
My gosh. Sharon Stone is still...
Is she? Is she still an actress?
Oh, I don't know. But I mean, like, Deadly Blessing Sharon Stone.
I want to watch this now.
You guys do yourself a favor and look it up. Okay.
Is this not our next movie?
No.
God damn it.
And neither is Shocker, which came up too.
Oh, damn it.
Which, Shocker to me is when you put like your pointer finger and your ring finger and like your pinky. You know what I'm talking about. Man, Mitch Pileggi's face is bigger than you could like run ads on his forehead. Like on Times Square. Okay, so what are we doing now?
Now we're talking about The Beyond.
Okay, great.
Okay, 1 hour in, we're finally getting to our second movie.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick.
Okay. That
just will it'll make this complex question just a little simpler. Which was your favorite one out of all of them, out of those three?
I think The Beyond. I enjoyed The Beyond because of its, probably because of the ending. The surreal.
You liked that.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but there needs to be a plot. You know what I mean?
Which all three movies were lacking in some sort of area in the plot.
They were just a little vague where we had to stop it and say, wait a minute, who is this person again? And why are they, but that's fine. I like that, I like kind of not knowing that the nanny or the, what would you call Anne in House by the Cemetery? She's like a live-in...
She was the babysitter, quote
right.
Unquote,
the extremely creepy babysitter.
Yeah, she just showed up one day and everybody accepted her.
There should have been a lot of red lights flashing.
A background check.
Yeah, anything. She has definitely like eaten a cat in the woods or something. Like she's completely creepy.
Well, she was so sketchy. She broke open the basement and she cleaned up after one of the murders.
Oh, she did.
She did.
Although, I mean, who else is going
yeah.
You got to get that off of there. It's going to stain. Mm-hmm. You got to get that piece of face off of the floor. No. So one thing that, these movies are gross. And that's what
are they?
That's what drew me to them in the first place. You know what's really gross is the scene in The Beyond at the very beginning where the guy gets whipped with the chain, and every time he does, it looks like there's slightly spoiled turkey bacon all over his body. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But like what goes in a straight line? Bacon. Okay. That's what's going to happen to this guy.
It was pretty gross.
That disturbed me a little bit more than some of the other I did not like that. I think I kind of fast forwarded it through that part because it's kind of in a gross movie. That's one of the like kind of grosser parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. We have to do Band of the Hand at one point.
Oh, I've seen that way back in the day.
I grouped those together. Do you remember Let's Get Harry? The one about
Let's Get Harry.
I think it was Mark, it's the guy from Mark Harmon.
Yeah, I think Mark Harmon was in it, yeah.
He was Harry. And then it was like Gary Busey and like a bunch of other psychos.
Yeah.
Tom Berenger? I don't know. Maybe. Seems like a movie that he would be in.
So, going back to Sharon Stone for a moment, I didn't realize she was in Bolero. You remember
I've
Bolero,
never seen
right?
it's Raquel, or not Raquel Welch, but Oh,
bring it in. Bring it in.
Linda Evans? No, it's the other Linda Evans. Bo Derek.
Bo Derek.
The other Linda Evans. Would you call Bo Derek the other Linda Evans, or would you call Linda Evans the other Bo Derek? They were both married to the same guy, and they're interchangeable. I don't know which one's which.
And I was just clicking on it, and where the hell is Bo Derek? I know she's in it.
Not a thought in her head. Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
Remember Mitchell?
Oh, what? I've never heard of that. Sharon Stone was in an episode of Silver Spoons.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's awesome.
I remember
that episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great episode. But no, I remember her from King Solomon's Mines.
Yes.
And Alan Quartermain and Lost City of Gold. I saw both of those at the theater.
Is that both Richard Chamberlain, or he's in
yes,
one
it is.
and not the other? Is he in both of them?
I believe so.
Great.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is.
Isn't there a dirty scene in one of those where she's like totally naked? I think I might be thinking of another movie.
Just intermixing. But I didn't realize she was in Police Academy 4, Citizens on Parole.
For sure. For sure she was in that. Oh my God, I love those movies so much.
If I could just get you to do the theme song from Police Academy so I can make it my new ringtone, and I'd be happy.
You mean just hum it, or like
can you pull that out?
Oh my God, my mind is a blank.
Oh.
Okay, hang on. Well,
I think I got Stripes in my head instead of...
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was Sean Young in that, and PJ Souls. Oh my God!
And what?
In Stripes. We need to watch Stripes and do it for this.
PJ Souls, wasn't she the one getting Aunt Jemima treatment?
Yeah. Who's your buddy?
Yeah.
Who's your pal? It's me, isn't it? Remember that?
I remember watching that on
HBO late at night or Cinemax.
I was young. I was in grade school. And I remember waiting for the bus and singing the end song because we'd watched it on TV. Yeah.
Couldn't imagine it would get any cooler. And then they get the kind of an A-Team van.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Good times. Fucking good times. All right. Back to The Beyond.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Mitch Pileggi because I was looking at him for some reason.
Go back to Mitch Pileggi's forehead. That should be a talk show right there. Mitch Pileggi's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So The Beyond was the second movie in this.
Goes City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, House by the Cemetery. And
some may say that possibly Zombie belongs in this.
Yeah. Same
as a quadrilogy.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they're only tied together by the loosest... I honestly...
None of these movies are really connected.
No, I've watched this movie. I've watched these movies several times. And I have to say, I do like the sort of Frankenstein type thing that's going on in House by the Cemetery. Mm-hmm. And then I love the story elements of City of the Living Dead. When they're having that seance, I mean, nothing comes together. I could not tell you what the plot of that is. I mean, like Lamberto Bava that did Demons, Demons doesn't... Mm-hmm. It has a very vague, like, well, no, it does. It's got a great story. Put on a face mask, get scratched, turn into a demon. And they're watching a movie that is basically like a primer for that. They're watching other young people like run around and get possessed. I guess what I was trying to say is that those movies, I guess I don't need a plot, as long as it's just going from one cool death to the next, and there's a fog machine that's fucking just pumping its life out. Weird exterior like shots of cemeteries and stuff.
And maybe that's what I got out of it. I got more vibe off of The Beyond.
Yeah, because it's trying to I guess it's trying to tell more of a story than the other two are. City of the Living Dead just has rules that I couldn't tell you. They're like baffling, really. Around this time, every few centuries, people just get up and walk around and eat people and barf weird stuff. And
all right, so let me read off the beyond off of Wikipedia here. At Louisiana's Seven Doors Hotel in 1927, a lynch mob murders an artist named Schweck.
Yeah.
Schweek?
Already.
How did we ever hear his name?
No.
We never did. I don't think I heard it. No. Whom they believed to be a warlock. Did you get that? No, he was a painter.
Yes. I mean, you get the feeling he's wrongly accused of whatever they're accusing.
Yeah. So Schweck was in the middle of finishing a grotesque painting. I didn't find it grotesque.
It was pretty cool. It was like a Roger Dean album cover.
Which is a part of a seance and evidence of the mob's belief. Since Schweck
wait a minute. Let me stop you right there. Read that sentence one more time, because I feel like a lot of it is in that sentence.
Schweck was in the middle of finishing a grotesque painting, which is seen as a part of a seance and evidence of the mob's belief. Since Schweck was killed while painting,
he became Edward Brushhand.
Since Schweck was killed while the painting was being completed, this counts as a human sacrifice, and one of the 7 doors of death opens, allowing the dead to cross into the world of the living.
Okay.
I didn't get any of that.
Okay. So they're just explaining, I mean, the same thing is played out in City of the Living Dead. The priest hangs himself, and that event is what opens that gate.
There is needed a sacrifice to open up a gate.
Sure. Yeah,
is that it?
I mean, that sounds as good as anything else.
So in 1981, Liza Merrill, a young woman from New York City, inherits the hotel. Liza inherits the hotel and plans to reopen it. Her renovation work activates the hell portal, and she contends with the increasingly strange incidents.
That is what happens in the movie.
In Wikipedia, it breaks down like scene by scene as stated under plot.
Okay. Well,
it goes on forever.
I like that actress. She has a billion different names, but Christina McCall or something? Catriona. I really like her. She's the sympathetic person that you're meant to kind of, follow through a couple of these movies,
I dig.
Yes.
I think she held this together quite nicely. So, as of for filming locations, the historic Otis House near Lake, and I'm going to get this wrong, please email and tell us how bad we are. Lake Pontchartrain.
I think it's actually Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain, located in the Fairview Riverside State Park, served as the 7 Doors Hotel. During filming, the location designers aged the home exteriors by spraying the siding with water and dark dye, as well as throwing cement and sand on the floors to make it appear dusty and dilapidated.
Yes.
According to this, the sand damaged the original wood floors, and the production had to pay the state of Louisiana to restore them once filming had wrapped. The sequence in which Liza meets Emily on the bridge, remember that long bridge shot? It was shot on Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. The causeway is 23.83 miles long.
Great. It's like the San Francisco, it's like the Golden Gate Bridge or something.
I think the Golden Gate Bridge is a lot shorter than 23 miles. It
seems like a lot. I'm not a bridge expert, but let's pause the podcast and let me look it up real quick. I just become a bridge fanatic.
Let me become a bridge expert. I am now ordained in bridgeometry. Let me say that again. Bridgeometry.
I'm glad you said it again.
It's all for complicated editing. You wouldn't understand.
I'm glad I don't understand. I don't know what you do.
You don't listen to the podcast to know how much work I do to make us sound.
You're right.
Well put. Yeah.
All right. Can I go ahead and
break in here?
Let's start doing the.
You do some yarn. Or you want to get by house through the cemetery?
I love all three of those movies. I think my favorite one is City of the Living Dead because it has the greatest kind of special effects. You know, that
you're talking about the puking of the guts
is great, and also Bob getting his head drilled in the big drill press is cool.
And I read that they had to omit the drill press scene from the UK release to get it.
It was
passed.
a video nasty for a long time.
But you watch it now, and I'm like, yeah, that's.
I mean,
it's
for
PG-13 tops.
These movies still do creep me out and scare me. You know what I mean? If you're thinking that it's all practical effects and just like makeup, and I like them. I guess that's all I'm trying to say.
But you're also trying to say that the beyond is where you made your yarn.
Okay.
So that's why we should stop here. Did you go back through David Warbeck?
If I'm able to make this move, it's like we're playing chess, but really like drunk. Okay, I have one really easy one, and if the rules apply, then we can do this in like 5 minutes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so
short podcast?
Maybe
on the moratorium.
No.
How can it be? Edit in 1 hour of commentary.
Yeah, it's like, what else am I going to do? Play video games? I am going to watch a movie tonight, though.
What you going to watch?
Well, we watched Invisible Man last night. Did I already talk to you about that?
No.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. I really liked it.
It was all right, yeah.
I really like that actress from Handmaid's Tale. And
yeah, she's odd looking.
Okay. Yeah, she is. She's pretty, but like, anyway, my wife and
when she smiles.
Yeah, we had oh no, she's great in that movie. But my wife and I had a little discussion about the end was kind of ambiguous, like we were trying to like, I mean, you almost need to watch it again to kind of get all the little, you know what I mean? Like her power play at the end, like was she planning that the whole time or anyway?
Which kind of seemed like it.
All
right. Give me your yarn.
Okay. So
from the beyond.
Now I'm kind of, I can't,
you can't see how I'm going to approve this?
No, because I can't go from, I mean, if the rules are that I'm going off of from beyond.
You can go from any three of these movies, but you have to make it stick through. We talked about either directors and actors. Did we talk about producers? Can we add producers into that?
Yeah, but that seems like it's a lot.
Is that a stretch?
That's a lot.
So do you want to set the rules as being just the actors?
I guess.
Because we only got to this from the directors, right?
Let me tell you what I got, and you will decide what's within and without, the boundaries of this thing that we've never nailed down or even thought about before. Okay, so like I half said earlier, I want to do street trash. It's one of and it really is one of those ones that we've been kind of loose with the definition of the podcast, but I think they're all, I mean, looked over or, but street trash was definitely one that I remember when you just like rent a movie and like keep it the whole weekend and watch a movie like 2 or 3 times.
And then pay the fees.
Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine doing that now, but anyway. So street trash, which is like, a lot of the problem with when we're trying to tie these movies together.
There's because nobody in
it. They're almost, I mean, they're independent movies. Some of them, the best ones, that's when you really have to dig and dig. But I thought I had a good one with this one because one of the main supporting characters Man, this movie's crazy. But okay, James Lawrence. Keep that. I'm not going to tell you how to spell it. Wait, I will. Lorinz. He is in this movie for, I don't know, 13 minutes or something.
Okay. He is the doorman.
Yeah, he's the doorman. But he has a really great, like, as the credits are starting to roll at the very end, he has a scene that's like, I guess, kind of like his revenge, on these. He's a doorman for all these like kind of mobbed up guys. I mean, anyway. Okay, he is this is how I'm getting to trying to tie it back. Okay, the easiest way is James Lawrence is in RoboCop 3. Okay? He's also in The Irishman, the Martin Scorsese Netflix.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I'm too busy watching 80s slasher films.
Oh, well, you've got to find time to watch that movie because it's really great.
Yeah, well, I still haven't watched The Tiger Thief. What the?
King Tiger.
Tiger.
Tiger King. I'm sorry. I said it. I have a little bit of
King Tiger. That was a band in the 80s, wasn't it?
Totally. They toured with
White Lion.
Oh man. Why?
Oh shit.
But anyway.
What
was I saying? Street trash sucks.
You're trying to get to street trash. Is that what you're trying to get to?
Yes. So I know that's what. It's
Wow.
This is
keep going. Keep going. You're good.
Click on James Lawrence. He's the main guy in Frankenhooker. Have you ever seen Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker? Man,
keep going.
It's such a great movie. He was also in Last Exit to Brooklyn. Have you ever seen that?
Okay. I looked that up recently too.
I don't know why I've never seen that. He's like super young in it. He looks like he's 18 years old with Dean Stockwell. No, not Dean Stockwell. What's his name?
That sounds, I think you had that right.
No.
Because I just looked up Dean Stockwell just recently too. Man, we are on the same plane, by the way. Wow. We are.
We shouldn't have taken all those hallucinatory drugs. That seems like a mistake now.
Now it does.
God damn it.
Forgot where you're going.
No. It's just.
Did you not take notes?
Oh my God. Dean Stockwell is the guy from Dune and all the David Lynch movies. Harry Dean Stanton. No.
That's Pretty in Pink.
What is his name?
I went on my own little thing here, so bear with me.
Oh, okay. But all I'm trying to say is I am using James Lawrence. Okay. To go to RoboCop 3. He was in RoboCop 3.
Okay.
Now, I'm looking it up. There we go. He is Upset Driver in RoboCop 3. Okay. Now, Fred Decker.
Fred Decker, yeah.
Directed RoboCop 3.
Did he really? I don't think I knew that.
Yes, he did. This is after Monster Squad. This is after Night of the Creeps. Okay, so here's my controversial move on this, on this yarn wall, is that Ronnie Cox is in RoboCop 1.
Oh, that's what you're trying to make it connect
to? The Ronnie Cox conundrum.
Ronnie Cox.
But I understand that that's like, I'm probably jumping a
shark.
Maybe. So
I bet you I can make a quicker connection to
great
street trash.
This is what I just wanted to open up the discussion. Lay it on me. Who do you
lay it on?
Okay, so that's how I kind of started doing it, was looking at street trash and just seeing, street trash is also available on, you can watch the entire movie on YouTube. it's out of stock in like Blu-ray, and they don't show it on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so your guy
James Lawrence
was also in King of New York.
Yeah.
All right.
Which would have opened up stuff too, but I just thought
tons of shit.
Yeah, but I thought, you
want to go through the
Irishman. Everybody. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot.
You didn't go through the Irishman.
I did. Did I mention that he's in the Irishman?
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
you did.
Good, because that's basically got every. But that's the thing, is that when you're getting to the nitty gritty in these movies, it's like, well, yeah, he's been in a movie with Al Pacino, but I still have to figure out how he,
how he still might connect to.
He has the last line in Street Trash, and I think I might have said that already, but he's saying it as the credits are rolling, and also he's the main character in Frankenhooker, which
you keep saying that.
I know. I love saying it. Frankenhooker. Frankenhooker. It's like when Billy Barty says "Kryptonite" in Night Patrol, because her name, Linda Blair's name in that movie, is Sue Perman. Have I already said this?
No, you haven't.
Her name is Sue Perman, and she's a cop. And Billy Barty is their like captain. He just yells at everybody and stands on his desk because he's 2.5 feet tall.
I love Billy Barty.
Yeah,
especially in I think it was Foul Play.
Yeah, of course.
And I brought that up before. I love Foul Play because
it's a great movie.
Goldie Hawn was so goddamn cute in that.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Oh man, Overboard on Blu-ray. Okay, never mind. But
give me just a second. I think I got another connection for you. If you're trying to get there,
I can't imagine.
Well, you were trying to make the jump from RoboCop 3 to RoboCop 1.
Simply because it's the same series. It doesn't really have any.
It doesn't have any other connections besides just the name.
Yeah, unless Fred Dekker didn't.
Well, how did you get from Ronnie Cox back to the Beyond?
Ronnie Cox is not to the Beyond. That's the thing, is that I was confused about the rules because Ronnie Cox was just in Beast Within, and I thought maybe, because he's in Beast Within. Okay, this is only the thinnest strand of, he's in RoboCop 1, and then James Lawrence is in RoboCop 3. So is Shane Black, Nancy Allen, Stephen Root, Mako, from Conan.
Mako, yeah.
Rip Torn. Okay, I don't even remember RoboCop 3, but it's got a ton of fucking people in it. But yeah, so that was just my kind of like train of thought. It got hard, and I think I did it legitimately.
I think I can do it more legitimately.
Okay. Well, let's hear it. Nancy Allen, Rip Torn.
Which goes to
93 is when RoboCop 3 came out. I don't even remember that movie.
He could fly in that one. He had like a jetpack.
He's like,
that's all I know.
He can shoot flames and shit. Like, wait a minute. This has never been discussed.
All right, so let me tell you where I was going, really, because I went down.
Let me have it.
Because Linnea Quigley.
Yes.
Gotta keep going back to her.
Sure. Night of the Demons, sorority girls in them.
And somehow I got from Linnea Quigley was in My Chauffeur.
Are you fucking kidding me? With Deborah Foreman?
Exactly. Deborah Foreman.
April Fool's Day.
I didn't realize exactly. She was April Fool's Day. She
was
was the main. I love that movie.
I loved My Chauffeur. Thank God it was on Cinemax every night,
Every night. I don't remember it.
Well, she was like, all I remember is she's like the chauffeur. She's super cute, and she's like a PJ Souls, or I wonder if Is PJ Souls in April Fool's Day?
No.
Okay, well, it seems like she should have been, but Biff Tanner is in it, I think. But anyway, I remember she was like driving around like a rock star, like a Keith Richards,
Okay.
kind of rock star. I remember them just like slinging a poodle around, like they had a pink poodle on a chain, on a leash. Anyway, but that kind of fell apart. But I love that movie. Man, I need to watch that again. Watched it so many times.
Deborah Foreman, she was also in Grizzly 2. This is where I thought you were going.
I've never seen Grizzly 2.
I have not seen it either, but it has John Rhys Davies.
Oh my God.
It has Laura Dern.
Oh wow.
George Clooney is in it.
Oh right. I've seen like screenshots of him in the movie because that's the only reason it's like.
But also Charlie Sheen and Christopher George.
Damn, dude, that's a lot of.
That's a lot of smug bastards.
Yeah, God,
I did not realize this.
Here's something weird. Paul Verhoeven directed the first RoboCop. Okay, I think he wrote it too.
Yeah.
Okay, Irvin Kershner directed RoboCop 2. Okay, and Star Wars. Yeah, Empire Strikes
Back.
What? Huh? I didn't know that.
I liked RoboCop 2. I really did.
That's the one with
Manhunter himself.
Yes.
Please state his name because I can't think of.
Oh no, you're already.
God damn it! I had his name, and then I went to Doppelganger instead of. God, don't make me look it up. Come on.
Who's doppelganging?
No, it was Doppelganger. It was the
Doppelgunger. Please, it's Doppelgunger.
What was fucking?
Oh, Kurtwood Smith is Red from that 70s show.
Yeah,
he's fucking truly evil. Ray Wise. I love that Ray Wise is in the first RoboCop. He's the guy. He's Laura Palmer's dad.
Yeah. Tom Noonan.
Yes.
Was Francis Dollarhide.
Oh, Dollarhide. Yes, and Red Dragon. I'm sorry.
That's what I was trying to go.
Manhunter. With oh gosh, what's that guy?
William Peterson.
Yeah, William Peterson. I like him a lot.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah, it is good.
Stephen Lang was in that.
Yep, I saw that the other day. I was like, so Stephen Lang has been around forever, and he's just now reached like the what took so long. He's awesome. Have you seen VFW yet?
No.
Oh my God.
God damn it, I want to see that.
Yes. Okay, so
I got to say that Don't Breathe is a great fucking movie.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
I just wanted to say, just wanted to state that.
Yeah, that's a goodie.
Okay, thank you. And Stephen Lang's a badass. I hope that when I'm 60, I'm like him. And Brian Cox playing the original Hannibal Lecter is badass.
Yeah. He's Scottish for some reason. Look, don't think about it too hard, guys.
But I'm still digging, so keep talking. I'm going to fix it, but we've got to talk about the third movie as well. So we have plenty of time for me to try to flesh this out.
You mean House by the Cemetery?
Yeah, we have not talked about House by the Cemetery.
What do you need to know? There's a house. It's by the cemetery. Hey, just kind of let's just put this, kind of put a pin in this. Paul McCrane. Do you know who that is off the top of your head?
No.
He is the guy from ER that went on to... he's in an X-Files episode that I don't think I've ever seen. He's the cop that gets like snapped in half in the Blob,
Okay, yeah.
He might or might not have a shit kicker mustache when he gets snapped in half. I do not know. He is also in The Shawshank Redemption. I think he's one of the cops. Or he's one of the guards. But he's for sure in ER. He's the guy that gets fucking slammed into the nuclear waste in RoboCop and comes out all gloopy and...
Okay, yeah, that guy. Guy. Yeah.
Paul McCrane is his name.
I don't think I knew his name, but yeah, he's the best kill from RoboCop. Yeah.
Also the best actor. I cannot believe that Ray Wise is in that. I mean, I kind of can, like, after seeing Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Wise is he's a real maniac in fucking RoboCop. But you're also in RoboCop saying, like, that guy's freaking out like a maniac. He looks like my realtor. You know what I mean? It's not like Ray Wise is particularly scary, you know? His hair's like kind of like coiffed, and Paul McCrane looks way more like a fucking post-apocalyptic drug addict. He's like crackhead Ronnie Howard. Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you wanted to say.
And he is in a really cool X-Files. I don't know what season it's from. I think it's that one where a guy's like, he's kind of like a snake. Like he sheds his skin and he's sort of immortal. Mm-hmm. He's been alive since like the fucking 20s or something. And remember that one? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think I got your connection. Give me 5 more minutes.
Okay. Do you just want me to kind of talk while you're
just rambling? Let's go on to House by the Cemetery.
Okay. Let me look that up real quick. I vaguely remember that movie. It's one that we've done. Did it have... Oh, my God.
I thought this was one of your favorites of Lucio, of LF's.
It is, but it's so... I mean, it's so, like, impenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Why did they let that girl... She just comes with the house?
That was the bizarre thing for me.
Well, all I was going to say about those Italian movies is what the fuck, because they're all fucking fucked up. I think I just used all of our F words.
From House by the Cemetery, the realtor, her name is Dagmar.
I know, I saw that. Dagmar. To me, that is a cartoon character.
Newspaper cartoon character.
Like a character in Blondie that somehow that person that started it is dead, but they keep making them.
I think you're right.
Man.
I think you're right.
Kind of like Zits. You ever read that? Oh, man. I could talk about Sunday cartoon strips for forever.
So get this. The House by the Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
A woman, Daniela Diora, is in an abandoned house looking for her boyfriend.
Okay. Are you reading me the plot?
This is from Wikipedia.
Okay. Go.
Yeah. Is in an abandoned house looking for her boyfriend after she discovers his body stabbed with scissors.
Yes.
She is stabbed in the head with a French knife.
A French knife?
And I was like, wait a minute. A French knife? How do you know this is a French knife?
Does it have a tiny mustache on it? Or what are we working with?
That's what I was thinking when I read this. I was like, oh.
Can you only slice baguettes with it, or like those long, like kind of French
those French loaves?
Yeah, those French bread. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, it's a different I guess
different culture altogether.
Yeah, it's a different culture. And I think that maybe they do ride around with bread on them at all times in case they go somewhere where there's not bread or wine.
Hey, I brought the bread for everybody.
I rode on my bicycle 10 miles to come over here.
See, I'm so glad you took on the voice too, so you don't make me feel so bad.
Great.
You always call me out on that.
No. I only when it's like extremely offensive.
Oh,
your Italian accent is very like.
It's very offensive.
I think it's
it's borderline.
Yeah, maybe borderline.
All right, so House by the Cemetery was shot on location in New York, Boston, and Concord, Massachusetts. Okay. The film was also shot in studios in Rome. Shooting took 8 weeks. The film was made on a budget of approximately 600 million Italian
lira. So that probably is like, a couple $1 million.
A couple of $1 million tops. Because I wrote here, the film grossed a total of 1.4 billion lira in Italy.
Are we talking about House by the Cemetery?
Yes.
Awesome.
But that's 1.4 billion lira.
Yeah.
Equates to like 5 million
but
USD.
Made its money back.
Okay. But that was one of his most successful films.
Oh my God. Do you want to know what the most gut-wrenching part of this movie is? It is rated PG-13.
What?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Where'd you get that information?
I wouldn't let my dog watch some of those for fear that they would have nightmares. That seems loosey-goosey to me.
I think you're right.
I don't think Italy gives a shit. I guess when the UK banned those, they had those video nasties that they just rated X and basically. But see, that's what I always heard about. I think that's probably why Evil Dead 2 is I think that might be my favorite movie of all time, because the X rating, that is what I read about it in Fangoria. I must have.
Okay.
And just knew that this movie was going to come out, and then it was just going to be below my stupid little kid mind. Yeah. It was as much as it can blow my mind on a 17-inch TV, when I had to sit 2 feet away from it to watch it. But then as I got older, I had it on VHS, had it on DVD. Anyway,
I'm still working it, so you got to keep talking. I think I have an in. I've just been drinking a little too much, so you need to
take your time, because I have been too. And honestly, especially City of the Living Dead and The Beyond too. They kind of follow a H.P. Lovecraft sort of theme, And I swear I read one of these summaries where Lucio Fulci actually did say that some of this was, influenced by H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
But then again, I couldn't tell you, the character of Anne, okay? She really bugs me a lot. I love the character, and that she's just a creepy housekeeper.
Okay. Yeah.
But she's kind of like the nanny in The Omen, where it's fulfilling the prophecy. He's got the devil dog and the, kind of satanic nanny.
Right. Can we make a film called Satanic Nanny?
Yeah, there should be a word that is just both of those things. Nobody questions Anne hanging out and just prying open the devil door, and she's always just kind of vapid. Everything you ask her, she's just yes. That's it. You just hear her stupid voice.
We talked about Paul Bartel.
Yeah, for
because it was going back
Terror Vision. Mary Warrenov.
Right. Yeah. Mary Warrenov being in
Chopping Mall.
Mm-hmm. Which had Par Bartel. I did that again. Par Bartel. Paul Bartel I did not realize he directed Lust in the Dust.
Yeah. He's him and
I don't know why I saw this movie.
Tab Hunter is in it.
Dude, Tab Hunter, Jeffrey Lewis, and Jeffrey Lewis played opposite of Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Oh, brother.
The guy from Rob Zombie's movies. He's in those too for some reason.
But we also have Cesar Romero.
In which movie?
And he was in Lust in the Dust.
Oh, Lust in the Dust. I love his salad. You know?
But Courtney Gaines was also in Lust in the Dust.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I did not know that. I went down this hole before we even got to this. All right, but Henry Silva.
Uh-huh.
Help me out. Henry Silva.
He's in Dick Tracy.
Been in a ton of yes, he was.
Escape 2000.
He was in Above the Law. He was in Alan Quartermain, Lost City of Gold. Mm-hmm. We already just talked about that. Cannonball Run 2.
He's got kind of a peanut head. It's like kind of large at the top, and then it kind of like tapers down.
Mm-hmm. So help me make my way back from Henry Silva.
Oh God, he's been in so much shit.
Exactly.
He's Italian, so it's like he can speak English. They put him in a bunch of stuff. He's a cowboy. He's everything.
So I think he's a connection back to your guy. Okay, we can make a connection because he was in Alan Quartermain.
Mm-hmm. Sharon
Stone. Why
were we on Sharon Stone?
We were talking about her because of because I brought her up. I don't remember.
No.
That was like an hour ago.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that this guy that I'm talking about is in The Irishman. He was in Street Trash. And now he is in one of the most streamed, he's in a Scorsese movie.
I can't say that I've ever seen Street Trash.
Really? Are you kidding me, man?
I can't say that I have.
We used to rent it. It's on YouTube. And there's also a documentary on YouTube that is like an hour long. And the short film that Street Trash was based on is on YouTube for free just to watch.
What was the short film called?
If you just look up Street Trash on YouTube, I mean, you're going to anyway. Wow, so you've never seen this?
I don't think I have. I mean, I remember the box art was prominent in the video store.
I mean, that's one of the things that singles it out.
It was kind of like the box art for Bad Taste.
Yeah, a little
also stood out because they issued sticker fingers to make it Bad Taste from him flipping you off to Bad Taste 2. That's they added a second digit to the hand on the box art so it would make it look like it was Bad Taste 2.
No, that's not what it is.
No. What was it then?
Am I going to blow your mind
right now? Blow my fucking mind. Blow it.
It's a holographic cover, by the way. In the 80s. Was it always a holographic cover, do you think?
For Bad Taste? No.
Okay, because that's the first one that I ever saw is you pick the VHS up and turn it to the side. And one is the middle finger, and one is the pointer finger in the middle.
No shit, I never saw that.
Yes, that's what was in my local video store.
Wow.
And the reason they did that is because the two fingers is that's the UK version of flipping somebody off. And it has its history and a lot of things, but I'm not gonna. I have no idea. I tell you the reason why they do that, but But do you know what I mean? Like that's you tilt it one way and it's the middle finger, and you tilt it the other way and it's the pointer finger and the
I
middle
would
finger.
totally buy that just for that.
I have that VHS somewhere around here.
Do you have the actual?
I do. I have the holographic one.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. We need to put that on
definitely.
the website, the website that you're close to being finished with.
Yeah, sure. It's just spiders, right? I don't know. There's spiders and web crawlers and they're spying on you all the time. Okay, have we looked up what Bob looks like now? Kind of like what's his name in Silver Spoons? He's in one of those police procedural things now. What's his name?
I'm talking about Bob in City of the Living Dead and not Bob from the Beyond.
They're one and the same.
Wait. Bob wasn't in the Beyond. Bob was in House by the Cemetery.
Yes.
The little kid Bob.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. The cast pictures for Silver Spoons. Ricky Schroeder is who I'm thinking of. Remember Ricky Schroeder?
Do I remember Ricky Schroeder?
Ricky Schroeder. Ricky Schroeder.
Rick.
It would have been so funny if his dad was rich because he made like the perfect dildo or something, and that's why they had a train in their kitchen. Did a lot of good work here today, and I think that possibly.
And maybe I'll wrap it up in the next minute.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was kind of,
I can connect all this back. I've got it. I was trying for a different way through.
What did Ricky Schroeder's dad do that made him so rich?
I wonder about that. And Mr. Drummond.
Yeah.
What did Mr. Drummond do?
He was like a procurer of young men.
Oh man.
It's a lot more lucrative than I think what he's probably an accountant or something. Yeah, we need to show this picture of Ricky Schroeder with Bill Cosby's dick in his mouth. Anyway, well, I think we've said all there is to say about...
We need to finish up with House by the Cemetery, because I swear that was one film that you talked about the most.
Yes, well,
you didn't talk about the City of the Living Dead. You didn't talk about the Beyond. You talked about House by the Cemetery.
I bought it on DVD probably, 20 years ago. And I remember it being in one of those really thin, like kind of clamshell looking DVD cases. It was something that was like in a collection.
Right. Okay.
But after I saw Italian horror movies, I really started, thinking about American horror movies in the same, when I was going to rank my horror movies. I mean, the Italians just do it it's just different. It's gross.
Is it because of the gore?
Yeah, I think the gore has a lot to do with it. And
do you think that the Americans are just a little bit more reserved?
I guess George Romero's impact on that entire thing can't be understated. Everybody wanted to be. You can't imagine that Fulci's not thinking about, Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead when he's making that, But maybe he's just trying to outdo, just make it grosser. And
so do you think that was the rivalry between Fulci and Argento? Is that that Fulci just decided, well, if I can't be as artistic as you, I'm going to be grosser. You think you can grow your own maggots? We'll take 2 fucking industrial-sized fans blowing in 2 pounds of maggots.
Yeah.
How do you like that? I'll smoke maggots.
Yeah. Whatever gets it done. That is gross that he would like grow his own maggots and then just like put them in a Tupperware and throw them on as actors. It's not like he's William Friedkin or,
Right, yeah.
These actors are like, I just got maggots blown into my face and they're still making me pay for a burrito at the... I don't know. Just seems like he's rough on them. But, in the case of, what's her name? Main character from...
Catriona McCall?
Yes, she has a lot of different names. But I just have to imagine, she's so great in those movies. And
maybe that's what Fulci saw when he cast her, that she could withstand all the punishments that he put forth to make a gross fucking film.
It's great. Kind of like, I can't think of her name, but the girl in Evil Dead that gets raped by the tree. I mean,
How can you come back from that?
Well, I think that they were, they said that she was, kind of willing to do anything and just really going for it.
And traumatized afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
And showed up on freaking
Ash versus Evil Dead. She was in that. As the same, they kind of did her makeup a little bit the same, when she's chanting the cards,
Mm-hmm. Ash versus the Evil Dead is a series that should have gone on for 12, 13 seasons.
It was really awesome.
It was. It was everything I wanted to see.
Yeah, kind of itched that, I don't know what it is about TV, but it feels like you don't have to be so committed to it. Like you can just have it playing in the background and check in every once in a while to make sure.
I am happy to hear that that Ash is finally going to be announced for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be the greatest character ever. We're both going to be playing Ash against each other.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that.
What if they had Leatherface versus Ash? Chainsaw, why Chainsaw?
That would be a lot of fun, except Leatherface doesn't talk, so it would be a lot of grunting, and Ash talks too much, so it'd be just,
You're right.
You fill it in.
What about Leatherface versus Taylor Negron from
How about Leatherface versus Taylor Swift?
Okay.
I'd totally go for that.
I'm writing both of those down as potential ideas.
And circle it, lay your pencil down.
Got to TM that. Got to get the TM on that. Joe Spinell is in Whoopie Boys. He's last, what is it called? Last horror movie?
Okay.
Marsha Warfield's in it too. So is Eddie Deason, Paul Rodriguez.
You keep going back to Paul Rodriguez.
Taylor
What
Negron.
made you be such a Rodriguez fan?
Like a Rodriguez head? I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything.
Is that what they call him? Is Rodriguez head?
Oh, yeah. Look. That's exactly what we call ourselves. For a short period of time. Now this is just between you and me.
Okay. Pause the podcast.
Yeah.
Not.
Did you pause it?
Yes, I did.
You did just then?
Oh, I did. I pushed the button. I swear.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of that movie when, what's the chick with, she wears underwear with dick holes? Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. So there's a movie. It's the weirdest movie ever.
I'm waiting.
I'm confused now because that one where her and Dan Aykroyd are in bondage gear.
Right.
One of my favorite movies ever.
If only I could have that Men in Black pen to just erase my own memory.
Yep. Holy shit. We've got to do a whole... I'm sorry I brought this up because we're going to have to do an entire episode about this. Dana Delaney.
Okay.
Rosie O'Donnell, Dan Aykroyd, and you know who I have in my back pocket as, you can just put him into anything, any movie. He would do great in Hector Elizondo, because he is. I mean, he's done everything. He was in Pretty Woman. He was in Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Mm-hmm.
Runaway Bride. The fuck was Runaway Bride about? She's wearing a dress with Nikes and something.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's my pick for basically anything. He can take anything that you throw at him.
Okay.
Hector Elizondo. So,
he was in Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Yeah, I said that already.
Was he in the others?
Just that one.
Just that one.
Yeah.
The Flamingo Kid. Private Resort.
Okay, yeah. That's got Rip Torn in it, I'm pretty sure. Is that John Candy?
Private Resort? Oh, shit.
That's...
The Maestro. That was Johnny Depp.
The Flamingo Kid?
No, we're talking about Private Resort.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember Johnny Depp being in this. Yeah. That's news to me.
Well, look.
Anyway. And it said, if you like this, you'll like Hard Bodies. Remember Hard Bodies? It was the chick laying there. The poster was the bikini chick, and she's writing Hard Bodies with lotion across her belly.
Her buttocks. Hey, I just told you that my favorite movie is Whoopie Boys. That was made on the same set with the same actors with all the same people.
Can you prove that?
No, but I bet it was. I mean, come on.
I have on good faith that it was
almost
on the same set.
83% sure that the Landers sisters were in it.
Great.
Hot Dog the movie.
Hamburger the motion picture.
Hamburger the motion picture. I hate it the way that all these modern movies are just stealing that Hamburger the motion picture kind of recipe, you know. Everybody, they're still using it. And in my opinion, not giving them
the credit needed.
The credit that they deserve, or whoever created Hamburger University.
They deserve so much more.
So, okay, we've established that we just can't, just because a property has a, actor in it, it's not necessarily, it's like the coronavirus. It has to pass between actors. Is that what you're saying?
That's it.
All right. Then we should call it the
Corona Cast?
Oh, my God.
No.
That seems too easy, but good.
No, the thing is, you have to connect it between, from RoboCop 1 to RoboCop 3, there is no real connection other than the name.
I already knew that it was problematic. But it seemed like if I was able to do it, it would be like 2 steps. Okay. Yeah. It would be the quickest, Okay, so, I don't know what I have. I know, the linchpin, the cornerstone in all of this is James Lawrence, okay? And he's been in a bunch of movies. He was in The fucking Irishman, one of the most watched.
You keep saying that.
Yes.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, my God. Well, you've seen Casino, right? Imagine watching that, but it's like 5 hours instead of 2 hours. Okay?
All right. Here I've got you.
Okay, let's hear it, because I'm ready to...
Are you ready to wrap this up?
Yes. I'm ready to resolve all of this.
All right, because you wanted to go back to...
Am I on the right... is this...
you're on the total wrong path.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
No, you're really not. But we'll run with it.
Okay.
We'll run with it. Because you said your guy, what was his name?
James Lawrence. He's the main character in Frankenhooker, which is a Henenlotter movie.
And he was in The Irishman.
He was also
Who was he in The Irishman?
I couldn't tell you. They don't show a picture of him in The Irishman.
But he was in it.
He was in it. I think he's like when you look at his credit, he's like he has a number behind him. He's like...
Yeah, he's like one of those guys. But as long as you can verify that...
He's in it. You know why I've been having so many problems? I've just been scrolling through Hector Elizondo's IMDb instead of looking at the person that I was originally...
The entire time you've been going through Hector Elizondo?
Most of the time. Was he in Running Scared? I don't think he was. I wish he was.
Yeah, you feel like he would be in that.
He was in Murphy Brown, I can tell you that much. For at least one episode.
Okay, so James Lorenz, Lorinz.
Yeah. He
was in The Irishman.
Yes. He was
the
in
Irishman had Joe Pesci.
Sure. Joey Fish. Lay it on me if you've got it.
Joe Pesci was in Casino. Casino had Sharon Stone.
Okay.
Sharon Stone was in, we just talked about it,
Basic Instinct.
No, we can talk about that all day long.
Sorry, pussy, for a second.
Alan Quartermain, Lost City of Gold.
Oh. Richard Chamberlain. Who else is in that? Is there a John Rice Davies in that?
Henry Silva.
Oh my God. Okay. Look, at this point, this almost could be called the Silva cast because...
Exactly. Because I keep bringing him up. Henry Silva was in Escape from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Or Escape 2000, whichever edition you...
Which had Paolo Malco.
Uh-huh. Okay. And he was the main character in House by the Cemetery?
He was Dr. Norman Boyle in House by the Cemetery.
He's the main character.
The not-so-sketchy doctor. Yes.
Paolo Marco. Paul Marcus is what is...
If you want the connection to Street Trash, that's what you got.
I just want this all to end.
It's going to end right now. Click.
Did you hang up?
All right.
Couple of things.
Wrap it up.
I think that Hector Elizondo might have been overlooked for... I mean, if you could really,
Is he still alive? He's got to be still alive.
He's still with us. He was born in 1936. Well, I think that his best work opposite Rosie O'Donnell...
In Leather?
Yeah, where you could clearly see her... I wouldn't far, but yes, it was gross. Dan Aykroyd's in that also, so that's
he is.
That's something to think about. Oh my God, I just saw the coolest poster for Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damage. It's on IMDb, and it is fucking great. That is what I almost tried to get around to.
Really?
But then I was confused. I was not confused. I thought about like Basket Case and, how maybe it might be weird to do Brain Damage when, even though they're not related at all, it's, maybe you should watch Basket Case before you watch Brain Damage because it might be an easier pill to swallow. I don't know. It just seems really weird. I love that movie though.
Brain Damage reads, one morning, a young man wakes to find a small, disgusting creature has attached itself to the base of the brainstem. The creature gives an euphoric state of happiness, but demands human victims in return.
Yeah.
Sold. I'm all in.
Well,
I want to watch this.
Also, the little parasite's name is Elmer. So I don't know.
No.
I don't know if that helps you at all.
So cute. More like this on IMDb. It shows Basket Case, Frankenhooker, Basket Case 2,
also.
Basket Case 3, Street Trash, and Bad Biology?
Yeah, it's a Henenlotter movie.
Of course it is.
His movies are very similar to, the guy that did 10,000 Maniacs and, oh, brother.
The band?
Wait a minute. Natalie Merchant? Okay, hang on a second, because I think I've gotten myself a little cockeyed here. Also typed in 1 million Maniac, and it still came up with Natalie Merchant.
Still brought it up.
So why in the world? There it is. Finally, it is Herschel Gordon Lewis. I think at some point we should do a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie, because they are very, same thing with these Italian movies. Like, we're trying to pick the one that had the most impact on, like, maybe, what American directors were doing, and vice versa, because, these are like late 60s, kind of mid 60s. He is called the Godfather of Gore, and, they're not great movies. Don't expect to, see any Shakespeare soliloquies or anything like that, but they are effective. We'll just kind of have him in the back of the...
Who knows where this is going to circle back around to.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to have to listen to this podcast just to make that yarn.
Yeah, it's confusing. In my mind, it seemed cut and dry, but when I said it out loud... Also, Street Trash has no one else that you'd ever think of,
Let's just keep digging this hole.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, so let's make it really difficult to find the next film.
Okay, that's fine.
So we have to re-examine how we get to the next film just to get to the next film.
Do you want us to do Quigley Down Under next? Or let's get... I mean, it's not horror. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but we enjoy that.
I like the scene where the girl chokes on the hot dog in Field of Dreams. So, any of you guys that are...
I like where the guy chokes on the hot dog in Student Bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any other hot dog scenes?
Hot dog, the movie.
Oh, can we please go back to Hot Dog the movie?
I think that the next movie that we should do should be a, and I don't even know if you can call those types of movies parodies per se. They are kind of like,
just parodying themselves,
I guess. Like the Landers sisters were in all of those,
Were they?
Yeah, they were. They for sure were in Hamburger. That's a thing, right? Like McDonald's, didn't they send people to like a hamburger university?
I can only assume.
Was there an honors?
I was not accepted to their program.
Oh, so you've got kind of like a resentment towards them. Stewardess school. That's what I was trying to think of. That for sure has the Lander sisters and Jim J. Bullock. I don't know. It's hard to
wonder where he
hard
is.
to say. I mean, I have the internet at my fingertips, and yet I still don't want to look that up. I'd rather just make my own reality about it.
Let's see. Stewardess School.
Oh, brother.
1986. Stewardess School. Let me just tell you, the box art is a girl.
It's a motorcycle, isn't it?
She's on a motorcycle. What does that have to do? The zany stewardess at Wacky Flight Attendant School have all sorts of wild and crazy high-flying adventures in this 80s comedy.
That sounds
vague. Very vague.
And if I remember the movie, they're not in an airplane. They're mostly like
Wendy Jo Sperber.
I don't know.
I love her.
We should do this. We should do like a oh my god, like a just kind of a roundup thing at the very end, but just underappreciated actors, maybe.
Yeah,
because I would put Colleen Camp in there because I've been.
You've been waiting to say something about her.
Yes.
Wendy Jo Sperber was actually in 1941. She was in Grease. She was in Used Cars. She was in Bachelor Party. She was in Back to the Future. She was in Moving Violations.
Oh, man.
And she was best known for Bosom Bodies.
Not Bosom Buddies.
Yeah, exactly what you said.
Oh, okay. Yes.
7. Yeah, you recognize her.
But Donna Dixon is the girl in the donut shop in Wayne's World. But I do like Wendy Jo Sperber. I mean, she...
Spotlight.
Wow, what did she die of?
She had cancer.
Oh.
I believe so. I read this up before because I really dig her. She died at the age of 47, 1 year younger than I am now.
Oh, gosh, that's horrible. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. And I have seen Bachelor Party more than any human has ever seen.
What is her character in Bachelor? Is she like the
she was one of the
friend of the girl, or
she was a wife to one of the guys who was best friends with Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm. As long as we're just free associating things, Val Kilmer has a weird elbow in Heat, the Michael Mann movie, and they never fucking address it. It looks like a tennis ball inside his elbow.
I didn't notice that.
That's so fucked up. I watched the beginning of it yesterday, and he's at a hardware store, and he's like buying TNT.
The album?
No, I don't.
Not the AC/DC album?
No.
Okay.
They don't say oi at the beginning.
Oi.
Anyway, Real Genius is a good movie. It's good that we talk about a really good movie at the end of our podcast about dumb movies.
All right. Anything else you want to add about the LF trilogy?
I'm going to close my Henry Silva tab because I don't want to know any more about him. Henenlotter has to wait for at least a few months. I don't know.
A few months or a few weeks a few minutes?
Henenlotter is definitely somebody that we are going to talk about.
Oh, we are going to hit on that. Not in the sexual sense or in the sexual sense.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, so these are the things that we're thinking about. Kent from Real Genius.
All right. So it's good stuff. Next week, we're going to follow Street Trash. Did you read off Street Trash?
I think I've made it clear that the next movie we're going to do is Street Trash. I don't know how it's going to go. It is available on YouTube to watch in its entirety. So I know. And this movie might be a little harder to find.
Let's read it down here. Street Trash, 1987. A liquor store owner sells alcoholic beverages to homeless people, unaware of what the bottles actually contain.
Yeah, this is before Born On dates.
Toxic brew.
Oh, God. Why is he just now figuring this out? I don't know.
Directed by James M. Miro.
Yeah. Who has gone on to make good movies or better movies.
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he? Really?
Well, I mean,
he has directed
Quigley Down Under.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, don't worry about him. Street Trash didn't get him, arrested or anything, so he's fine.
Well, statute of limitations.
Yeah, and most of the people that are implicated in this movie have since moved overseas, and
Street Trash has been written by Roy Frumkes, Frumkes.
That's an anagram for.
Is it?
Yeah, or a.
We'll tell you what it means later.
Yeah, it's a mix and match. No, this is truly an awful movie, and I can't wait to really get into.
Really subject me to it.
A lot of people
Thank you.
Throwing up and just like fluids and,
I'm so glad I don't get enough of that at work that you have to bring it up now.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, well, that's nothing. That's not the color that should be. That should be more purplish.
Oh.
All right. Well, we did it, and we done it, and we did it.
One way or another.
One way or another.
I'm going to have to backtrack to figure out how we actually got here.
Yeah, shoot me an email or something if you figure it out.
Email us and tell us what we did wrong.
Email us, direct message us.
Why we did it wrong and why we suck at moviemoratorium@gmail.com.
I dare them to do that. I fucking dare you to email us.
Double dog dare
if you ever fucking... Okay, maybe I should calm down. I'm sorry.
We have to threaten our listeners to actually respond. Both of you motherfuckers better say something now.
If you're going to listen to our podcast, you better be fully erect. Maybe. Yeah. Especially if you're in a robe during the pandemic. Let it all hang out. Oh my God, the garbage pen moving. Okay, but that's another thing. Okay. All right, well, let's
wrap this fucker up. All right. Viva la VHS.
Yeah, viva la VHS.
All right. Until next week.
I'm definitely not going to talk to you right after I say goodbye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. You've been listening to The Yarn Wall, an MT Cornfield production. Tune in next week for the 1987 toxic waste melt movie, Street Trash. This movie may leave emotional scars, and it's recommended to not be viewed by sober individuals. You can watch Street Trash for free on YouTube. Again, please like, share, and subscribe, then rinse and repeat. We appreciate your support. If you have any movie suggestions, or just want to tell us how much we really suck, you can contact us at moviemoratorium@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and long live VHS.